think we got there in the end. Well. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are watching this. Welcome to this experimental show. Oh, I can hear that back, Natalie. You need to turn that right down.
What is it?
Yeah, I can hear the show. Mute it on your
Yeah,
phone.
yeah, I have.
Right. But welcome to this experimental show we are calling lovingly the Monday Mock, where me and Natalie here will be with you in a vertical format, optimized mostly for your mobile phones. You're welcome. To mock some of the things that we have seen on the interwebs over the past few days. Also, you're going to see things change by themselves because the magic editor / producer in the airwaves. All right, you can introduce yourself, producer, if you'd like. He doesn't want to.
No, he wants to stay quiet.
He wants to stay quiet. So, Natalie, how are you this evening?
Yes, I'm good. Hopefully my voice will stay and it won't break in between. But we wanted to do a bit of a funny show. We wanted to keep it light-hearted, basically to take the piss out of social media because, well, yeah, if you got to laugh because otherwise you'll cry sometimes at the mess that is the internet. And it seems a good time, doesn't it, Ben, to just have a good laugh at everybody else's expense.
It does indeed. And just to respond to the chat, this one episode is optimized in this way. We can't change it. But hopefully going forwards, we will be able to run this version and a landscape version at the same time. We're just working out how to do both. But this is an experiment we are running, optimizing it in this way for tonight at the very least. So yeah, it's just a bit of an experiment. So please stick with us, bear with us, and if you want to watch it on your phone, it will fill your phone screen because that's the way we've optimized it. And because that's the way lots of people watch YouTube these days, apparently. So anyway, I saw a tweet today, Natalie, from a man who likes to sometimes imprint, apologize for, shall we say, child love. His name is Peter Tatchell, and I just want to read this tweet to you. It says, Cubans face endless misery amid dire food and power shortages, which we all can, I guess, sympathize with, absolutely. Protests and mass exodus reveal Cubans' dissatisfaction with communist rulers. Well, that's been going on, I think, for as long as we've been alive. But it's this line here that I wanted to pick apart and have a laugh at. It says, socialism without democracy and human rights is tyranny.
It seems a little obvious.
Socialism is tyranny. How can you... Right. So let me break this down just for a minute, because people will probably have a go at me and say, you don't know what you're talking about. First of all, yes, I do. I know the difference between socialism. There's not really a difference between socialism and communism. They're pretty much the same thing. And then where we live in a capitalist system. But in order to have socialism, you have to force everybody to be equal. And time again, we see that's forcing them to be equally poor. Now, these people, sometimes they want more for themselves, but, you know, that democracy and human rights thing doesn't count when it says, get down, get in your place, or you'll be put against the wall or imprisoned, because that's how socialism is enforced. So how this man can say that socialism without human rights is tyranny, unironically, nope, not for me. Not for me.
If we're talking now about like political definitions, what would you call it? Like, we've got like a benefit system here. Is that not a form of form of socialism?
It's not. So, no, and let me just dispel that myth. You know, we try not to do it as a political show, but let me try and dispel that myth, because people also like to say that the Scandinavian countries are socialists. They call them so. They're not. And even the heads of socialist Scandinavian countries have come out themselves and said Stop calling us socialist, Bernie Sanders. We're not that. What they are is a capitalist society with an expanded welfare state. Now, an expanded welfare state is something that is plucked from the idea of socialism as a social safety net, but it's not socialism because you can get out of that lower echelon of society if you know how to do it, and you can work your way up to higher things, bigger and better things, and you can become quote unquote unequal. So but you can't do that under socialism. You are not allowed to do that under socialism. You are not allowed more for yourself. So that's the difference. So an expanded welfare state, and I mean, we don't even have an expanded welfare state here in this country. We just have a welfare state. But yeah, that's the difference. So there are aspects of the idea of socialism that are plucked out to become what's called a helping hand or a social safety net. But we are very much capitalist economies.
But why is Peter Tatchell talking about it anyway? Doesn't he normally just talk about child-related issues generally?
No, he talks about anything and everything, really. And I don't know why.
Just put a controversial view out there.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, just as what Peter Tatchell does. Now, let's get out of that. Let's move away from that and to something you provided me earlier, yes. Natalie. We'll go to the next slide, and you can tell us all about this, please.
Yeah, well, I saw it. Someone had shared it on Twitter this morning when I logged in, and I thought it was a good one to share. If there's ever a reason, to play with yourself, this will be it. Masturbation might slash the risk of prostate cancer, claims the expert. So men out there, if you ever need a good reason, get out there and do it. Apparently, I think it said it needs to be done about 5 times a week at least. So, yeah. What do you reckon, Ben? Good idea? Bad idea?
I mean, it says that more is better. Right there.
And more.
Remember, experts, guys. Experts.
They're the experts on the Mail Online. They are. So, we're not making claims that the supposed doctors aren't doing. So where's Ben gone? It's just me talking with my big head on the screen, which is quite scary. But yeah, the experts tell you that you need to go and have I don't know if I can say that word. So I'll beep it out.
Tank. A
Tommy Tank.
Yeah.
So go and have a Tommy Tank today to stop prostate cancer.
According to experts in the Daily Mail.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Adam in the chat there. He seems to be set. He says his risk is minus 100% then. He's salted.
Well, it did seem to suggest in the article that it was ejaculation that was important. So, rather than just have a Tommy Tank, you might want to get it on with your partner as well. But
yeah,
if that's a possibility, just ejaculate. Yeah, ejaculation apparently is the answer. So go ejaculate.
Well,
if you so please.
I endorse Natalie's message. Oh, dearie me. We don't know how long this show is going to last, and we will talk about these things for as long as possible. Before we move on to the next, we've moved on to the next clip, but before we talk about this next thing, right? If you are enjoying it, please leave a like, hit the like button, hit the heart button if you're in the shorts feed, all of that good stuff. But going back to the New York Post, which we on Chasing Dissent like to call the gift that keeps on giving. These pea-stained denim designer jeans have an eye-popping price tag. Why would anyone wear this, they ask. I mean, look at these. Like, give us the next picture, Mr. Producer. The next. This is actually a design on these.
You couldn't pay me to wear that.
So, I want to tell you how much these cost at the moment on sale. These are $608 on sale, down from the original price of $811. Now, what is going on in the world, Natalie, that people would even dare try and sell something like this for this sort of price tag? I mean, not even that, but try to sell something like this at all.
They're taking the piss.
Hey!
I just wanted to get that pun in there, but really, it's absolutely embarrassing. I mean, there's just no way. If I wanted to pee on a pair of jeans, which I have done when I've been really, really drunk before and couldn't quite get the key in my door, right?
Perhaps that's not something you should be admitting on a live show, but there you go.
Yeah, but there we are. I'm sure everybody else has had accidents here and there in the past, maybe after a couple of drinks, or maybe they haven't. But either way, it would be free. You wouldn't be spending £600 to look like you've peed in a pair of jeans, Ben. Yeah. I just don't see the any reason why you'd want to go out, go to a restaurant for people in the restaurant to turn around and go, "Is that person peed their pants?"
Do you think anybody's ever actually purchased this item?
I'm not sure they're trolling us. Do we think it's real?
It's real.
Can we check it?
You can buy it. It's real. It was made by a British designer. But do you think somebody's actually taken a look at that and gone, yes, today I would like to look like I have urinated upon myself. I will purchase these jeans for $811. Let me just go and get my credit card.
Is it like a ritual thing or something? Do people buy it like a narcissistic thing? Like, I can get away with this? I don't know. I cannot see in my head any reason why any rational, logical, normal person would want to walk down the street and people, look twice at them to see what's going on with that. Why are they doing that? Or maybe that's it. Maybe it's people that just like attention. Maybe that's where we're going with this show. Everybody wants attention, don't they, Ben? Is this the perfect way to get it? Wear a pee pair of jeans. Pee stained? Pee stained?
But are you okay there, Natalie? Yeah. Do you need a minute?
A pee pair. No, I don't know.
Well, I just don't get it. I just don't get who thought this is something I want to design and this is something that I want to sell. And furthermore, I don't know who the audience is. I just do not know who the audience is. Who is this for?
I've just read Adam's comment. Poo stains next.
Yeah.
Nice brown marks on the back of the jeans. That'll make a good look, won't it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. But still, who is this for? Is this for you? I mean, you said yourself, you've ended up in an accident. Perhaps it is for the person that is inclined to have that kind of accident. Yeah.
Maybe it is. I didn't think of that. Maybe if you've forgotten, what do people wear? Is it tenor ladies or the nappies when you get a bit older? Maybe it's for the older person who's inclined to have the accident on a daily basis.
But still, at $811 usual price, you've got to be pretty desperate, surely.
Yeah. Have we actually seen any pictures of anyone wearing them? Maybe that's a bit of research. Let's see if we can see any celebrities that's actually purchased them.
So from John, it says, handy if you're incontinent, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I want to move us along now to there's a couple of pictures here. The first one is a bit of text and then an image that Natalie provided me. In fact, me and Natalie met up over the weekend. We played some crazy golf together. So if you are subscribed to the other channel, there'll be a video out at some point this week of all of us playing crazy golf. Natalie's kids, my son, me and Natalie. It was absolutely tiring, but it was fun. But you showed me this. I can tell you now, Beats and Tapes, I certainly came last. But spoiler alert. But we'll leave who won for the video. You have to go and watch the video. But you showed me this. Read it out for me, would you?
Yeah, so this is I found on Facebook. I think one of my friends actually shared it. Coca-Cola lovers, it's time to stop drinking that demonic poison. Just another example. Coca-Cola addict, Ben there.
I'm sorry,
it's demonic poison. Did you not hear what I just said, Ben? It's
keep going.
Just another example of how the devil is always hiding in the details. The reason why so many people are addicted, did you hear that word, Ben? Addicted to these horrible sodas is because it's basically witchcraft in a bottle. They are putting tons of natural flavours in these drinks, which God only knows what it truly consists of. They can basically get away with anything. And why is it? Here we go. We do like a bit of symbolism, don't we, Ben? What do we think of this?
I think this is a bunch of artards who have tried to find something in anything. I won't say the full word, but I think this is a bunch of artards looking for anything in everything. And these people should be, I mean, they should be mocked. They really should be mocked, because they literally had to take the Coca-Cola logo, flip it, reverse it, put it together to make something that they vaguely think looks like Baphomet. And I say vaguely because it looks absolutely bloody nothing like it.
How long do you think they took trying to move like symbols around, like the Coca-Cola? Do you reckon they get, how many things did they have to try before they found something that vaguely looked like something else?
Okay, so I actually want to address the chat, Natalie, because that leads into what was being said here from Britmates, who says, sounds it was created by that guy on Twitter who calls everyone Masons. It was created by exactly that type of person.
Yeah, right? That type of person.
This is the same type of person who goes into a video of somebody frame by frame so that they can find a still of their hand in a certain position when they're just moving like their hand.
Yeah. Like this.
And I mean, and then they go, oh, look, Mason confirmed. It's confirmed they are Mason. Now, I'm not saying people aren't Freemasons, and I'm not saying Freemasons are absolutely innocent in everything. But what I am saying is that 99% of the people these people call Freemasons are certainly not. That's what I'm saying. They need these things to be true. They need these things to be true. And so they will make this stuff up out of absolutely anything so that they can get I mean, I know we're sitting here talking to people we want attention to, obviously, or we wouldn't be doing this, but but they're doing this to get attention.
I think the thing for me with these kind of posts and when they're looking for things is there are genuine cases where people have found something that is actually really important to point out, like genuine symbolism. It took me ages to realise, because I'd always said the 11th of September. I think it was only last year I realised 9/11 was like the same as 9/11. That's actual genuine symbolism or coincidence or whatever you want to call it. But when you look at something like this Coca-Cola thing they've put together, that's not something that you're going to find easily. They must have sat there for hours and hours and hours with every single symbol they could possibly think of from every corporate brand, turning it left, right, up, down, to try and find anything that might fit their own hypothesis rather than it be actually in front of them, which kind of takes the whole point away of symbolism. It's supposed to be obvious. You shouldn't have to have two versions of the same thing and turn it a certain way for it to possibly look like something. It just doesn't work, does it? When you can see 666 in a logo, fair enough, and you can see it obviously, possibly, but when you have to turn things and add more than, put 3 or 4 logos together and turn it and do this, I think they're just clutching at straws at this point.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And, these are the same people that I like to call out on a Friday night. Those who watch the show on a Friday night know sometimes I like to have a go at people that I coin transvestigators. Yep. People that think everybody who's anybody was somehow inverted in the womb a lot of the time from one sex to the other. These people are extremely they're disturbed. They're disturbed individuals.
Beats and Tapes has got a good point. It said Ben's got skull and bones on his top. That could mean what, anything, couldn't it? What? Oh, it's the Nightmare Before Christmas. But according to some people, maybe that could symbolise death.
Maybe.
It could add to your Freemason
Look,
status.
when these people couldn't find something about me, right? First of all, they took a blurry picture of this tattoo here and said it was some weird inverted cross. It's actually a ghost from Pac-Man having his brains blown out, right? And
Death again. Death. There's always death.
And then when I flew on a plane without a a thing over my face, I took a selfie and I put it on the internet. So what they did was they took that selfie and cut one of my eyes off of that selfie and said, "Look, he's putting out one-eyed selfies."
Yeah.
These people, they will make anything that they can to fit the narrative that they want to portray. And it's the same with this stupid Coca-Cola logo thing. Can we see it one more time, Mr. Producer in the air? Can we see the Coca-Cola logo thing one more time? And you tell me, Natalie, does this clutch at the straws really look like the Baphomet to you?
Even looking with the Baphomet next to it, I'm struggling to see it. I think they're trying to say that the two big C's, I think, are supposed to be the wings. I think the little bits under that are supposed to be the horns. It's so difficult to even put it together. It certainly isn't. I can't see any real resemblance whatsoever. I think it actually. This is going to be difficult for people to understand, but it actually spells cola. I think that the idea is that it reads cola.
No, really?
I think I've got a feeling that's what the symbol's supposed to do. Rather than put it together, yeah. If you have to do it like that and make a satanic, whatever he's called.
Let me elaborate further and say, you know what? As somebody who gained over 10 stone from doing for no other reason than drinking Coca-Cola, I can attest to you that already the stuff is bad enough. Okay, it's not good stuff. This is Coke Zero, and I feel almost ashamed of myself for drinking it. But I know that I am having to consider my position on things like this because I want to be alive. So,
yeah, I mean, where I do agree with them is that it's poison, like you said. Like at the end of the day, we're not trying to claim that it's healthy in any way at all. No. So, we agree that it's poison, but satanic, not so sure. Adam says, nah, it's satanic. He's convinced.
This is Adam. He's been. We've had him on the team for about 2.5, 3 years, and it's been one long continuous. We've watched a decline in real time. We've seen it. We love you, Adam.
So has he joined the Freemasons in that time as well? Then.
Well, you never know. Some of the stuff he has done in the background, quite shady. Quite shady,
yeah.
It's quite shady, but you never know. We love you dearly, though, Adam, and we will always support your choices. We will. Okay. So it's good time to move along to the next thing. Now, this comes once again from Natalie, and this is once again. Got a still image first, and then we've got a video, if the video works. So before we actually go on to the video, tell me why you sent this to me this morning.
Well, this isn't as much as a comedy video, but I thought it was important to show people how whatever you view on the internet, you should view it with a bit of skepticism. And see what you think. Just a reminder that everything that you see and everything that we talk about, you should just question everything, really.
Exactly.
These beautiful things that I've got, please.
There you go. And there you go. That is what you can do with a camera phone and a bit of editing these days, boys and girls. So believe half of what you see and none of what you hear these days. It really is a good message, and I think it was a good way of visualizing that as well.
Yeah, and I think that's part of what we're doing here to mock a lot of the videos. We see so much now
We do.
on a day-to-day basis. People see a video and they will share it like it's gospel. You know, that's how things go viral.
Oh, I think we've lost Natalie for a second.
And people aren't even questioning. We saw that video there. Am I back?
You're back.
Yeah. You know, if people had shared that video, but they'd have clipped it just before we saw that bit, people would have believed. They would have shared that. The majority, I'd have said almost, 80-90% would have shared that video saying that it was on the edge of a cliff. How can he do that? Without even thinking that it's AI generated or that it's been photoshopped in some way. And that's the way it works now.
I mean, it's pretty easy stuff to do. In fact, I would like the producer in the sky's voice to answer this question for the masses, but you know how to rotoscope, don't you, producer in the sky? There you go. And that's basically what that is. That is rotoscoping, essentially, which is removing the moving image and placing it into something else.
Yep.
So, moving on then. I mean, this show may end up coming in at under an hour, but who cares? This is fun. I'm enjoying this. This is another one that Natalie sent me. We've also got a video related to this, but you saw this morning. You said we have to take the piss out of this. So come on, tell me all about it.
I think this one's genuine because, let's be honest, so much of what we see now online, and most people take it seriously, they're staged videos. Now, I don't think this one's staged. I think this one is a genuine one where someone's going absolutely mental and a passerby has taken a video. So you're going to have a proper view of this, Ben, and those watching online. Yeah.
The premise is Shoreditch, London. Woman misses her stop and wants bus driver to take her back. Should he?
That's the question that we need to answer.
Take me back! I didn't take me back now! Take me back now!
That's not good.
Okay, take down.
Understand that.
Take me back! Take me back! Take me back! Take me back! If you don't take me back, I'm going to take me back now! Take me back!
Yeah, that looks genuine.
I don't think that one's staged.
I don't think that's staged at all, but let's discuss. And I mean, first and foremost, with the way that... so I saw that the bus driver closed the stab door, as we like to call it. He closed the stab door, and then, you know what? I think that might have been the right thing to do. The woman was quite irate, and it looked like she may have got a bit hitty if she continued to be irate. But would you, as a bus driver, being spoken to like that, do it? Would you do it? Would you take her back?
No, how's a bus, if it's on a main road, just going to go back? Was it going to reverse back in the bus lane to the last stop? She missed her stop. Is it going to do a bus going to do a 3-point turn in the middle of the road? Let me just take you back, love.
Exactly.
It's brilliant.
It is brilliant, and this is the entitlement of people these days. I call them the helicopter parent generation, because at some point in the last, let's say, 30 years, 40 years maybe, we've been forced to have 2 incomes to run a household. And that means that both parents can't be at home, or neither parent can be at home with the children realistically. So then what happens is the parents feel guilty and they give the children everything they want because they're hovering on the periphery. And then these children become teenagers and adults, and they go to these places of learning, and these places of learning are also shit scared of them, can't punish them, so don't tell them no. So then they get out into the real world, having not been told no for their entire bloody life, and then they get told no. And that's where you get people like this, and people like the BLMs, the Antifas, the people rioting and burning down cities when they don't get their way, because they emotionally can't handle being told no. So I think that this is a byproduct of that.
I think it was both. I mean, this kind of sense of entitlement we're seeing more and more. It seems to be me since kind of the social media and the internet went big, and the kind of idea of the victim mentality as well. You know,
Hmm.
it's all about me, poor me, poor me. You know, it's that's very much here, and also the understanding. She doesn't really seem to understand how a bus works.
No,
You
no.
know, I'm
I
wondering
mean,
whether she's been on one before and she's thinking it's a bit like a taxi. You know, you know, the bus isn't just for you. A bus and a train and any form of public transport isn't a personal transport item. You kind
So-
of get on one stop and you get off on another. You know, that's how it works.
So there was just a very sexist message from the producer there. I saw pop up at the bottom, said menopausal. But then we've got a woman here called Julie, a big supporter. Thank you, Julie, who says, "I'm saying nothing, John." Now, as a woman, I punt that one to you.
I'm very. I to be fair, I often lose my temper and I'm quite emotional, and I'm not even premenopausal yet. So, but then again, you know, it could just be hormones, PMS.
I mean,
You know, it could just be women, couldn't it?
I'm
Those
saying
crazy
nothing.
women and their hormones.
I don't know. Is all I'm saying. Amy says this is why I never leave the house. And Amy's in Kentucky, rural Kentucky at that. Jeez.
Yeah.
Beautiful where she lives, actually. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I didn't tell you about this next one, Natalie. This is a two-parter.
Ooh,
Because
exciting.
this is from Court News UK. It says, a troll who threatened to end J.K. Rowling with a big hammer has been warned he faces jail. Glenn Mullen, aged 31, sent terrifying audio messages in Scottish Gaelic to the Harry Potter author and the Labour MP Rosie Duffeld on X, formerly Twitter, on 19th of January last year. Now, the reason I wanted to bring this to your attention, Mr. Producer, keep that right there, is because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he looks exactly like you think he would. Yeah, that's probably true. But
Yeah.
come on, show him. He looks exactly like you think he would.
Does he?
Yeah, look, he's got the bowl cut. He's got the glasses on.
I was thinking he'd look a bit more nerdy.
Nah, it's his mama's basement. That's mama's basement right there. Mama's still doing the haircut. Look at it.
Oh, that's true. The glasses are a bit weird. They're like they're like Harry Potter, but with sunglasses, aren't they?
Yeah. John says German porn star. My glasses are way better.
They are.
Yeah. Should have worn these.
So what does Scottish Gaelic sound like?
Yeah, come on, Mr. Producer. Regale us a little bit.
Yeah, have you got any Scottish Gaelic? So you got an idea?
We're waiting for the voice in the sky.
Sounds like a Harry Potter.
Yeah, a spell.
Yeah, sounds like a spell. Slangivar.
Slongivar.
Yeah, it was like he was trying. Was that his point? Was he trying to, you know, do spells or something? Bless him.
Yeah, perhaps. You know, we've not got many topics left tonight. However, this next one, and Mr. Producer, you can give the photograph. This is going to take a while because we're going to dissect something. We're going to go through it, and I'll stop the video when it needs to be stopped. But do you know what this is?
I hadn't seen it before. I hadn't seen it before today.
So this is Bluey, right? Bluey is extremely popular, and by extremely popular, I mean it's not owned by Disney, and yet it is the single most watched thing on the Disney Plus app because they got a license to run it. It's an Australian government created cartoon about morality and family and stuff like that. And it's very wholesome, okay? My kids love it. It's very, very wholesome. Unless you're an American podcaster on a podcast called Out of Bed. Now, the thing in the middle is called Bandit. The Bandit's the father of the family, and he is the heart and soul of the family, really. And like I say, wholesome is the word. I'm sorry for anybody that likes this show for what we're about to show you, but I think we should just get into it. This is the Out of Bed podcast, and let's hear what they have to say about it.
Bluey. Have you heard of Bluey? It's Australian.
Is it the dog
cartoon?
show?
Dog show?
I put it on for my dog when I leave the
Dude,
house.
okay, the dog dad, I would fucking fuck his brains out. The dog dad, the dog dad, he's funny, he's kind, he's smart.
He's a dog?
I have never, yes,
Okay.
he's a dog, and I have never been more attracted to anybody in my life.
Really?
He's a cartoon dog. Please
Yeah.
continue.
And it is a cartoon dog.
Bandit?
Just
Bandit.
that
Oh,
personality
Bandit.
does.
It's about to get way worse, Natalie. I'm really sorry.
matter.
Oh, he's such a good dad.
He looks like a dog version of Phil Dunphy.
Yes, he does. Yes.
I haven't watched the show. I just put it on for River and I leave the
It's
house.
gotta be it. He's a dog version of
But
it.
I'm gonna sit there with River tonight on a Friday night and be like, we're watching
Watch
Bluey, I
Bluey.
guess, buddy.
The dad is so funny, so kind, great father. I mean, I've masturbated to him.
Really?
I have.
Yes. Yes, that's she
That
just said
turned quickly.
It gets worse. It
can't.
somehow gets worse.
I've masturbated to him.
Like, I'm so curious though. Is he a cartoon?
He's a
then?
cartoon.
Were you imagining you two together? Were you just masturbating to his
I
personality?
was masturbating to fucking him. You have to
What?
hear his voice though.
Like a
I was also
dog
masturbating
dick?
to his voice. Wait, can we play a clip of his voice? Because his voice is,
You need
the man who does his voice, ugliest man I've ever seen in my
Is it
life.
that guy?
The voice is good though.
You need to put on.
He's actually just quite a normal looking bloke, by the way. But we're moving from weird to where we will end up, which is sexual predator land. Please continue.
On your headphones for the voice.
Okay.
Nice, this is all set up. Carlos, you guys are pros. You're gonna love it.
I will be completely honest.
Is this what the guy looks like?
Is that the model or is that just
That's the voice actor.
No, that's not him.
I was gonna say he's cute.
that looks like a
we're pulling it
model
up
for the
now.
cosplay hoodie?
No,
which your
that
future
guy's
boyfriend might have to get.
that guy's definitely not him.
No, pull it up to the screen so you can't see it.
Oh, right.
Oh
Sorry.
my god, please get that for any guys you date.
Oh, that's such a
That's
good idea.
that hoodie.
Yeah, that.
Oh.
Babe, I got your present. It's this hoodie. It's completely random. It's just blue, yellow, and black. I don't know
Yeah.
where it comes from.
And you
I
have to keep it on during sex.
don't know what it reminds me of. Like,
Okay, so that's the.
oh Jesus Christ, Meredith.
That's a normal
I know,
looking guy.
But you have to hear. You know what, guys? Don't yuck my yums.
You know what, men?
You guys are.
I respect that.
You know the
men,
funny part is, your son is innocently watching this TV
I know, and
show.
I'm like hot and
Mine is yes.
but that kills
I
two
know.
birds with one stone. That's
Yeah.
the most efficient way to get off.
Yes, and I'm here. I mean, I'm there watching it with him. You know,
Yeah,
I'm invested
he's spending
too.
time.
I'm spending
No,
time.
Better-
They just admitted on a podcast to sexually pleasuring themselves while sitting next to their small child is the most efficient way to do so. And they said this on a podcast and decided to release it. And I think Amy's comment, which Mr. Producer put up, I think that this is probably correct. Call CPS. And I don't say that lightly. But this is what's going on now. This is the sort of mentality people have got to, where they think saying this sort of thing is okay. This is quite frankly one of the worst things I've ever heard on the internet.
Do you know what though, Ben? Watching that, because I hadn't seen the whole video through, I didn't really know what was going to be said. I think there's a lot of stupidity there. I don't actually think they know what they're saying. Like, she's doing that for attention. She thinks it's really funny. Like, oh, I'm attracted to a cartoon dog, and then they're trying to like play it up, but not really realizing the severity of what she's saying. Because if obviously she was getting herself up in front of the children, that's well, it's the worst of the worst that you could possibly do. I don't think she actually meant that, but
I hope
maybe
not. But the thing is, the way it's come across, and it's not just that; it's the fact that her two mates not only affirm but encourage that behaviour.
That's it. It all seemed like they. Like, I wonder if they scripted the show, and I just wonder if they got carried away with themselves. Like, the whole point that they were supposed to just be talking about, oh, I think this dog's really like attractive, this cartoon dog, and they just not really thinking because I really don't believe, or I'd like to believe that she doesn't actually pleasure herself to the cartoon dog, let alone in front of her children.
Do you know what? I'm actually going to respectfully disagree with you, because these people they're insane, and they think they think their insanity is normal. They really do, because they've grown up in this culture where, like,
maybe
I'm loath to use the term far left, but things like sexual liberation, something that they talk about a lot. And, they say, like, don't slut shame and stuff like that. They talk about this sort of thing a lot. And I genuinely believe that some of what she was saying was true. At least some of it. Maybe they did, put egg on it and push it a bit far. But, as Shalini says, this is not normal. This is not normal behaviour. And what's even worse is to actually release that on a podcast, to think, you know what, that's a cool thing that I absolutely said. I'm just going to put it out there and expect no kind of backlash. That channel, because it's on YouTube right now.
I was just about to say, what platform is that being released on? It's a YouTube podcast. So how is that still up? I was just about to ask, is it still been able to view, or has it been taken down? Because to me, watching that video, that should be pulled, because I don't think it's appropriate at all.
I agree with you. I don't think it's appropriate. It's like I say, this podcast channel has 10,000 subscribers. They've got as you saw in the video, they've got a very professional setup. Looks like it's an expensive outfit, studio and all that, with producers, and it's ridiculous.
I mean, if it's when you mention the children, if you wanted to have a laugh, and go, oh, I find this cartoon character, whether it be a dog or whether it be something else, oh, they're attractive, I like their voice, I get myself off to it. I mean, it's attention-seeking rubbish, but the moment you bring the kids in, it goes to a different level. And
they then try and justify it in the next breath. They then tried to justify it by saying there are a bunch of weird men that, like to get off to what they call anime porn. I won't say the other, the proper version. But yeah, that stuff is created as a sexual piece of entertainment, right?
Yeah.
It's not a child show about learning morality and values that you're sitting there watching with your kid.
Honestly, I think the anime stuff's weird, but from what I've seen of the stuff, they do make the women like dress up as actual women in lingerie and stuff like that. The anime stuff. This is an actual child's program. It's not supposed to be sexual in any way at all, and that's why it's perverse, because they're making something that's completely, a child's program into something it's not, for their own attention, clickbait, likes, follows, and if it's genuinely true, call the bloody social services.
Right. And I do think that takes us on, before it does get a bit heated. We've got two more videos to show you. The first one is just a quick one that Natalie sent us earlier. And then the second one is another one that we are going to dissect. And you're going to have to lead me through that second one to dissect, Natalie. But you sent us this earlier, and this is something we need to... it needs to be seen to be believed. So Mr. Producer.
Даша не звонила. Хочу сказать ей спасибо. Даша, спасибо тебе большое, потому что это самый охуеннейший и сильный вообще человек. Я считаю, что типа самое прикольное, что может...
It's genuine, by the way. I had to look up the account on TikTok. This is a genuine lady who's I think it might be plastic surgery, Ben. What do you reckon? I don't think it's natural.
I think she watched too many episodes of Bo Selector.
Yeah, she does look like Bo Selector.
She looks like the Bo Selector Craig David, doesn't she?
Yeah,
Craig
I did.
David.
Craig. She should do an impression of that. That would go viral. She really would. She wants a bit of attention. Bless her. That would do good. A Craig David impression, but I think I read under the in the comments section somebody said or something like she's got the world record or something for the biggest or biggest jaw or something or on a woman or some jawline or something, or is that the idea? But it certainly looks like cartoon character-esque, doesn't it?
Oh my god, it's terrifying. I mean, I just. She is Ukrainian, according to Mr. Producer. But Rob Bruce here in the chat has put some advice in, and I think it's quite sage advice. Mr. Producer, if you'd like to quickly show that to the viewers there. It says, my advice, men run. I mean, if you woke up next morning and you go, how much did I have to drink last night?
If you had your beer goggles and you like you said, you took her home and then turned around, you'd be like, what's going on?
What have I done?
But I think it's also you've got to say, like, in order to get like that, like the plastic surgeons, there should be some more, I don't know if it's legislation, because I do believe in freedom of choice and people should be able to do what they want to do. But, at the same point, should medical professionals be allowed to go that far?
I'm going to push back on you a little bit after Amy's tweet here. It says, it looks like an alien, the non-illegal type. Right, well, the thing is, I'm a big advocate for people being able to put whatever the hell they want or not put whatever the hell they want in their own body. And if they've made that decision to do that, whilst it looks absolutely ridiculous and it looks absolutely stupid, as long as she's harming nobody else, we can just sort of laugh at it, really.
No, I'm just wondering if there's any health problems, because you see not so much, maybe the one thing she's done to her jaw isn't going to give her any health problems, but when a lot of the people that have gone mad with the plastic surgery, it ends up killing them. So at what point should you step in to say, well, actually, this is going to kill you and it's a problem for your health?
Did you
Should
see
you
the
still be able to
German
overrule that?
Did you see the German lady that literally turned herself black? Did you see
No.
that?
There was the cat lady, isn't there? The one that ended up looking like she wanted to look like a cat, the feline lad. I think she died in the end.
So I think next week, Mr. Producer, if you could find either some images or some video, because I think she went on Good Morning Britain as well. There's a lady, a German lady, that literally turned herself black. And it's interesting what people do to themselves.
I guess though, is it any different? You could argue to alcoholics who are drinking. We've got no right to stop them doing what they're doing. And if these people want to kill themselves via plastic surgery, I guess that's their choice. That's also their choice to do it. So yeah, what do you reckon? Should people be allowed to do it? Give us your views in the chat.
I think they should. I think people should be allowed to, as long as they're not harming anybody else. People should be able to do whatever they want to themselves.
Yeah.
But then I'm a hippy dippy liberal, right? That's what I am. Free love, man, and all that bollocks. But yeah. I was going to say.
Okay, I think what I'm saying is I was just thinking in my head. I actually agree they should be able to do what they want, as long as they're mentally stable. So I guess
who defines that as well? Because let's face it, I almost called this show Weaponized Autism, because me and you are autistic. Would they say we're mentally stable?
This is the problem, yeah.
So who defines that at the end of the day? And we've both got autistic kids, and do people then start defining us
That
as
ought to-
mentally
yeah.
unstable and saying that we should have our right to make our own decisions count.
There's a very fine line on both, isn't there?
Oh, there really is. There really is indeed. And speaking of fine lines, let's move to our final video. This is something that, Natalie, you are going to have to pause and talk about and take us through, because this is from the Fresh and Fit podcast. Controversial Fresh and Fit podcast, because one of them got an escort pregnant recently, but that's another that's another story that's been raging on social media for the last couple of weeks. But yeah, this is from the Fresh and Fit podcast. I guess a guest on the Fresh and Fit podcast, and I still don't understand what I'm seeing here. So take us through it, Natalie. Come, Mr. Producer, give us the video.
Okay. What do you do for work? I'm going to LA. What do you do for work?
I don't work jobs. I am a job.
You get blowjobs, man.
No, actually, I don't. Just fuck me like a starfish.
Okay. How do you earn income then?
So I saw this on Facebook on the Manosphere. So as far as I'm aware, Fresh and Fit are like a bit of a kind of Andrew Tate style type podcast. I've not really seen it before. So they get a bunch of girls and yeah. So this is what we're living in today's 2024 modern world. It's now been seen as a positive thing to be on, something that's going to go out to millions of people and say, I don't have a job and I want to lay starfish on my back. What do you think?
Well, let's continue.
Yeah.
I just step out the door, honestly.
I mean, she is pretty tall.
I mean, do you like Barbie dolls?
Question.
What?
It's a question.
Do you guys like Barbie dolls? I do.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. My bad bitches over here.
Okay. So, Chad is an escort?
Pardon?
Chad is an escort. Are you an escort?
It's the voice as well.
Is she on something?
I'm not sure she is.
I mean, that's just a genuine question because she's talking.
It's the voice.
Oh,
I think she's supposed to. I think she's supposed to sound sexy. I don't think she's had a joint or anything. I think she's just like she thinks she's like I don't know.
Oh yes, this is not just food. This is M&S food.
Oh dear.
Continue, please.
Yep. If you want me to be, I mean, I don't need to like fuck for money, honey.
Okay. So what do you do for money then?
I mean, like I said, I just walk out the door. I can't explain it.
They just give her money.
Please just tell us. Yeah, can you just please tell us what you do? Are you unemployed, or are you a full-time student? Are you Are you a stay-at-home mom? I don't know.
I am a soccer mom from Connecticut.
Do you have kids?
All these bitches are my sons.
Who? Who? Girl, not me.
Not you. You're the orphan. Don't start.
Girl, you're 30.
We didn't even get. We didn't.
Are we sure she's not on something? Because she isn't making much sense.
I think it's a bit of an act. I think these people are so desperate for 5 minutes of fame. She's faked this voice to come on and be as controversial as she possibly can be. Like I don't even have to. What did she say? I just have to leave the. When I leave the house, I make money, which is absolutely ridiculous because she still has to spread her legs.
Walk out the house.
No, but she's got to spread her legs, so she's actually lying, isn't she?
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
Well, some of the chat seem to believe that she's on something.
Yeah.
And Rob Bruce back with the advice: men, run again. Amy with the please make it stop.
We have to finish it. We've got to finish it.
We have to
Amy.
show you these things because they're real. They're happening, and this is the world we live in now.
That's what he said. We have to laugh at them, otherwise we'll cry. We have to.
Let's finish it.
Let's try.
Finish it.
Make it
She should have
Wait,
kids.
wait,
Oh,
wait.
shit.
Oh my God.
Check yourself.
Oh,
Girl.
oh, we.
Go to the next person because I'm gonna come back to you.
Girl, you ain't gonna come back to shit. I'm telling you that.
This is not the baddies audition.
Oh shit!
Is that it? Is that the end?
No, it's not. I don't think it is. John?
All right, no more. No more. All right, no more.
Listen.
No, I can't handle it anymore. Okay. I cannot handle, but this is like this is going out to millions of people. I don't understand how this is the world that we are living in, where people like this are elevated and emulated.
She does. She won't admit in the end. They keep asking if she's an escort, and she keeps
She's
avoiding
an
the question.
escort.
But then they come out and say, "You've told our producers, and you came on the show, and it's in our notes that you're an escort." So, and then she says, "My job is to keep NBA basketball players company." And she mentions lots of kind of famous people, like she's trying to make out that she's a high-class escort, Ben, because that makes a difference. That makes a difference in terms of morals and principles, I think, don't you think?
I suppose so. I mean, it's an escort. That
If you're
one
an
of
escort,
Fresh
you're an
and Fit-
escort.
Yeah, I was going to say it's an escort that one of Fresh and Fit knocked up. But but I don't understand also why these famous men, if what she is saying is true and she's an escort to famous men, why do these famous men need escorts?
I think in terms of, if we're talking like this kind of Andrew Tate red pill movement, which is what these type of podcasts are based upon and what their audience are, it's supposed to be a power type thing in their head. Like, it's still about, I can have as many women as I can and I'll pay for it if I can. It in their head makes them more of a man.
Do you know what? Robin's got it. He's got it. Put it on the screen. Put it on the screen, John. Robin's got the answer. To protect them from prostate cancer. Yes! Yes!
Well done. We couldn't have scripted that better.
Thank you, Robin.
That is brilliant. Well done.
And do you know what? That brings us to the end of tonight's show, Natalie. It does.
What brilliant way to end. Thank you, Robin.
Do you know what? I've had a lot of fun, actually, tonight. I've really enjoyed this. The format might change around and become a bit more, streamlined or we don't know. I quite like it how it was tonight, but I had a lot of fun, and we will be back again next Monday night, same time, 9 p.m. UK time. If you've enjoyed it, please hit the like button. There have been a lot of people watching tonight, so please, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. We would really appreciate that as well. And one more thing before we go. If you do think that, we deserve a little extra, don't forget, you can support us on Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/Chasing Descent, patreon.com/Chasing Descent, or right here on the channel, you can click the join button and become a channel member from just 99p a month. Members only content coming very soon. Natalie, just leaves me to say thank you for joining me, and you should say your goodbyes.
Yeah, it's been great, and we look forward to next week mocking more social media on a Monday.
And if there's anything else that you want us to mock, send it our way. We'll take a look. Yeah.
And any ideas as well for the show, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, to evolve the show, if you guys have got any ideas, drop us a message and we will take them on board. Thank you all, and good night.